Hey, Stonewater family. Today we are going to be talking about Man Camp. Man Camp. And so I got two gentlemen here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to talk about this. So, James Markham, who are you? What do you do for Stonewater?
I am the commission director here at the Granbury campus. Been with Stonewater for a little over 8 years, and I know a lot of people hear commission director, and they,
What the heck? I don't even know what a commission
what in the world
director
does that mean? Yeah. And so one of the ways I help people just kind of think through it is think of missions, community outreach, community engagement. Men's ministry is a big component of that. Thus, Man Camp.
Yeah.
But that I think that helps people get a better idea. So think of it. We want to commission people to be on mission, to get out of the building, to be on mission with sharing the gospel and sharing Christ and
So
serving.
that's your role here at Stonewater. You get people going.
That's right. So I say my job is to get you out of the building.
All right, awesome. Bo?
Yeah, I'm Bo Mills, member here at Stonewater for 4.5 years, and actually started the men events that Stonewater puts on out at my ranch. And through those men events is just God shown me a heart for men and on fire for men. And when I heard Man Camps coming up, I wanted to be involved, and I'm here on the team that's producing Man Camp, and I'm here to help out with that.
All right, so you guys. So we're gonna dive into this, and the topic I want to probably focus on today is there's a lot to Man Camp, right? Tons of stories. But before we jump into all the questions and things I want to talk about, let's remove the mystery. What the heck is Man Camp, and why did Stonewater start it? So James, tell us just a little bit of history here. What is Man Camp?
Yeah. So really, it is a time for men to really disconnect from all the noise and all the distractions of life, right? All the responsibilities, all the hats, all the weight that we carry. A time for us to disconnect, get real with other men, an opportunity to just be raw, open, and real with other men. A place where we can recharge, kind of reset, and really have an opportunity to connect with God and connect with other men in some real ways. And we want to just provide a place and an opportunity where we can do that.
So how many years has Stonewater been putting on Man Camp?
I'm going to say it's been at least 10 years because I've been on staff here 8 years.
Okay.
But before that, I was at Riverbend Retreat Center, which is where Man Camp is going to be.
Yeah.
So I was on staff there for 7 years, and I remember the first time they came out with a group of men. And
Stonewater did.
Stonewater Church came out with a group of men, and they invited me to come hang out with them. My wife and I were going, Candy and I were going to the Glen Rose campus at that time. And so they were in cabin 9. I remember they were in cabin 9, and they all fit in just the meeting room of cabin 9.
So how many men were that?
So I'm going to guess it was around 30 to 40 men because there's not a whole lot more.
Okay, so 10 years ago, 30, 40 men.
That's right.
When's the last Man Camp we had?
Our last Man Camp was 2019.
And how many men showed up?
And we had over 500 that were at that one.
So this is a big deal.
That's
lots
big,
of men.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So, what is Man Camp? Why do we do it? You said, hey, it's about getting men disconnected out of the way. Right. All right. If we want more men to show up, and it's their very first time, they don't have any idea if they've never been before, their expectations can be all over the place.
That's right.
Maybe they don't go to church. Maybe they do go to church, but they haven't heard anything. They don't know anything. So let's just walk through. They get in their car. They head to Man Camp. First of all, how far is Man Camp from our campuses in Godley and Cleveland?
Right.
Totally.
Well, we'll say from Granbury, from the Granbury campus, which is where we're at right now, I would say it's about 30 to 35 miles from here. And honestly, that's the proximity from Cleburne. Godley's not a whole lot further.
Right.
The closest, obviously, is going to be the Glen Rose campus. That's where Riverbend Retreat Center is. And Taylor's similar.
It's going to be within 45 minutes to an hour from any campus.
So this is not a big drive.
No.
Okay, so guys get in their car. They drive to Man Camp. They step out of their car. What happens? Walk me through what they do.
Right.
from the moment they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there to the moment they
So
leave.
we'll have a team there right when they pull up that is showing them where to park. So that's going to take that confusion out of it from the get-go. Right at the entryway, we'll have a team there directing you exactly where to park, and then we'll have guys right there with you when you step out of your car showing you, hey, this is where we need to go to check in.
Right. We put signage up out on some of the main roads so they could see some man camp banners and signs.
So this isn't some secret club that you guys
No.
got to figure this out before they get
That's
there.
right. And so if they can get to Glen Rose, to Highway 56 that goes out towards Riverbend Retreat Center, there will be signs there that will direct them out there. And as soon as they pull up to the entrance of Riverbend, somebody there will greet them and begin to give them direction. So we're going to minimize all of the questions of, hey, where do I go?
Okay. So they're going to direct them to check-in. Bo, you said something about check-in. What's check-in? What do they do?
Yep. So check-in is basically they've registered. You sign up for Man Camp. You can do that online, stonewaterchurch.com. And so you go check in. We'll have your name already. We'll have your name. You'll get, if you're staying there, you get what cabin you're in. You'll get a packet for you with a schedule that tells you what's going to happen for that night and the next day. So this is going to be Friday around 3, 2:33, 3:30. And you're going to get a schedule telling you exactly where you need to be, what time, where at, what's going on, what events we're having, because we have activities outside of just worship or anything else going on.
I think we have actual check-in time, I think, set at 5.
yeah.
But they can, I mean, guys will be there. If you show up early,
Right.
there will be a place for you to park. There'll be a place for us to welcome you, to get you checked in.
Cornhole boards
And
ready.
That's right. There will be activities
All
going
right.
on.
All right. So I'm thinking about all the different kinds of guys that go to our church,
Yeah.
right? There's going to be some introverts. There's going to be some extroverts. There's going to be
yeah.
manly men. They're going to be desk jockeys. We don't have any idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a new guy. I look around. I look at the other men. Who am I seeing? Who's going to man camp along with me?
I think you're going to see a mix of everybody you see on Sunday morning at Stonewater Church. So it's the guys sitting next to you. It's some of the guys with you at the baseball games, the guys you see in town. I mean, it's just normal guys out.
So it's not a bunch of dudes in camo.
No.
There's
No.
none of that, right?
There'll be
there'll be
some of that.
There'll be some
There's going to
of
be
that.
some of that. Yeah, there's going to be some of everything there. There's going to be guys, whoever you are listening to this, there's going to be guys just like you. And
Older, younger,
Absolutely.
everything in
All
between.
over.
We're asking them to be 16 years
At least.
of age and older. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of 16-year-olds, and then there's going to be plenty of
And there's
of
older guys. So Bo, one of our late night activities is to play a glow in the dark flag football. I'm like, Bo, you're 30-something years old. That sounds great. I'm 46. I'm out.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh, it'll happen, but I'll be feeling it the next day.
Yeah.
That's
the
right.
week after. Yeah. All right, so let's break down then. Okay, they register and they're going to go through a lot of activities, right? So, Bo, you said something about getting the cabin.
Yep.
Okay, so tell me about where I'm going to be sleeping if I'm a new guy. To man camp.
So if you choose to stay there, you will be given a cabin, and I'll let James tell you kind of more about the cabins we provide there and the bedding options and stuff that we provide there.
That's a great point, because I had somebody asking me today, hey, right now the cost is $85 for man camp, which goes up on February 14th, by the way. But right now it's $85, and guys are asking, hey, does that cover my lodging as well? It does not. That's just the fee for attending on Friday and Saturday. But we do have cabins. They're an additional $20. It's an add-on, and you can stay at the cabins, and they're nice.
It's a
They're
bunkhouse,
It's
right?
a bunkhouse. It's a bunk bed, right? And that's usually where I stay. I stay in one of those cabins, put in my headphones so I can't hear these guys
Because there's
snoring.
absolutely nobody who snores at man
Because
camp,
we have some very honest guys that say they don't snore, and so it couldn't be them that are snoring in these cabins. I'm sure. So put my headphones in, listen to my music, and I sleep for a few hours. But we have cabins there that we have rented.
So, Bo, you said that. Your first man camp. Where did you stay? Did you stay in the cabins?
My first man camp. So my first year I moved here to Granbury and became a member of Stonewater. I was excited. I wanted to go to man camp, but I just didn't know a lot of people, so I didn't know what to expect. So the option to be able to not stay there and drive back home at night was the option I took. And man, it was great for me at that time. This year I'm going to stay out there because I'm more comfortable. I've seen it now. I know how cool it is out there once I get there. But because it was my first time, I didn't know very many people. That you have an option to come home, and where I live more. I live closer on the Glen Rose side. It was only 25 minutes. I got to be a part of everything. I stayed for the late night activities on Friday night, and then I drove home. I was still home at a decent hour. And then that morning, this year, we're going to have coffee with pastors. And I was able that year to go back even for that. So I woke up in time to get there for that. And it's just a great option to be able to go home and not be stuck there in my mind, because I wasn't sure on what to expect. But now I know how comfortable it is there that this year I am going to stay on site.
Okay,
there.
so it's a complete option, right? If you
Right.
you want to drive home, you can drive home.
Yeah.
But Bo said it earlier. I think there's freedom, and
Yeah.
we want men to know. Look, you have the freedom. There's no expectation on us. If you don't want to stay the night, great.
Well,
drive home.
First of all, when you hear camp, you're just not sure what to expect as you're driving out there.
That's good.
But after seeing it, I believe it's like 250 acres. Do you know?
Right. It's over
somewhere
200.
around
Right.
there. I mean, it's like you're up on top of a hill. You're looking down at the river flowing through there. I mean, it's like you're on a ranch. You're on a vacation.
That's right.
Really, when you pull in. And once I figured that out, I'm like, oh, this place is
This
actually
is going to
pretty
be
cool.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I know this is it could be a big deal. Tell me about the food. Like, are you guys going to feed these men? And is it going to be camp food, barbecue? What?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen
Yeah,
there?
if they could bring a jet boil and some Mountain House.
Yeah. No, the food is awesome, and it's both of what you said. So it's going to be a mix of some food that is there,
Right.
but we are supplying food trucks, vendors
For Saturday lunch.
for Saturday lunch.
It's
A
gonna
bunch
be
of those.
incredible.
We have Steel Barbecue. That's going to be out there all.
So that's still dust.
Steel
dust.
Steel Dust
That's right.
Barbecue will
That's
be out
right.
there Friday and Saturday, and they will actually be barbecuing as you're pulling up the first time you pull in, and we'll have
Yeah.
snack foods there for you before
Yeah.
dinner.
So nobody's going to go hungry here.
No
and
way.
There's lots of
there
options.
is
There's
nonstop
no way.
food to eat. So they'll be as soon as they get there. Then one of the first, we're men. We want as soon as we arrive. Give me
We
some
want to
meat,
gain
some
5
meat.
pounds.
That's right. That's right. And so as soon as I was talking with Robbie Steele today, which is part of the owner of Steel Dust Barbecue, and so we were talking through the barbecue. He called it barbecue shrimp. I'm like, I can't wait.
I'll show up for that.
Yeah, he's gonna have that going on the smoker. We're gonna have some alligator sausage, some other sausages out there. It's gonna be so as soon as I get there. There's food available. Dinner's at 6 at the dining hall, which they're camp food. I mean, you hear the word
It's
camp
cafeteria.
food. Yeah, you're going, oh man, that's not that good, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
And for a camp, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a camp, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we'll have breakfast there at the camp Saturday morning. Coffee available 24/7. We'll actually have kegs there. Do you know we're having kegs
Okay,
there?
wait. Kegs?
Kegs
Kegs of what?
Kegs of root beer.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't misunderstand that.
But
yeah.
you still have to tap them.
Yeah, that's a
They'll be
true
tapped.
keg. Yeah, and we're actually.
So if any guy's awkward, they can still walk around with a Dixie cup.
Oh,
Right.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
might make you feel a little more comfortable. Maybe
Yeah.
so.
All right, so food. That's food. All right. Afterwards, because we know that there's men that are going to come and talk. Like we have several pastors going to show up. There's worship time, right? So,
Right.
and I could just say this because I talked to many men. Worship time is not always easy for guys that are kind of on the spectrum. Some of them have no problem lifting their hands and singing. Some guys just stand in the back and,
Yep.
hey, what's worship time going to look like, and what is expected of men showing up?
Absolutely.
So first of all, Stonewater music is unbelievable. So it's not slow, it's not quiet, it's not. So you feel comfortable singing or doing whatever you want, and we're gonna have 500 plus men there. So it's not like 20 guys just standing around quietly and having to sing. It's amazing time
Right.
with 500 men in one building with music playing and being able to worship whichever way you feel comfortable.
So if you don't want to sing at all,
Yeah.
you want
you
to sit in
don't
the
have
back,
to
it's
sing.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So I want to say this too. So the worship team that will lead worship for Man Camp, like it's all men from our different campuses that lead worship at our different campuses. It's our men. And Woody, I don't know if you're playing with them or not,
I might be.
but you might, yeah. But Woody is one of my favorite guys to watch playing the drums during
It's
during
a lot of
worship.
fun.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
And one of
worship.
those
So-
guys should be able to sing in your octave.
That's
One
right.
of 'em.
They should.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's there's so much freedom there, and there's guys. Yeah, you're right. There are guys that they may have their hands raised. There's guys that may be up front on their knees at times, and there's the other guys that may say, you know what, I'm just comfortable to kind of be back here, and
Nobody's gonna
just
look
kinda
at you
soak
funny.
it.
Or I want
Not-
to sit in my chair. I want to sit
I
and
want
worship.
yeah,
you know?
no, there's never anybody looking at you funny going, hey, that's not the right way to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. All right. So what about the speakers, and what do they typically talk about? I know that we don't know exactly
Right.
the subject matter for
Right,
Man
right.
Camp just coming up here, but I sit down and I hear guys stand up. What is he going to be talking about? What is he going
Right,
to ask me
right.
to do?
So our theme for this year's Man Camp is now what? Now what? And so Friday night, Saturday morning, and Saturday afternoon are 3 main sessions. And all 3 of those times are going to be leaders that are speaking on things that relate to us, that we that the men in the room are going, man, I connect, I understand, and maybe a little bit of a challenge, but at the same time, something that we can relate to. Not preaching at us.
All right. So because again, guys are on a spectrum, right? I show up. Maybe I'm not very spiritual. Maybe I don't read my Bible. Maybe I haven't opened my Bible, or I haven't prayed in
right.
ages or ever.
Right.
Am I going to be uncomfortable here?
Dude, so good. Great question. Absolutely not. You will feel extremely comfortable. Matter of fact, all of we call the guys that, if this is their first Man Camp, we call them rookies. It's not a derogatory term, just our way of saying, man, we are super excited that you're at Man Camp with us, and we are going to give those guys, well, maybe I shouldn't say
No.
it. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say it. I'm gonna hold that back.
Yeah.
But there's
You get it. You
something
get something-
special.
you get
There's
something
something
special.
special that they're going to get to really make everyone there just feel included. But you're not made to feel awkward or dumb or whatever. Like, man, I don't even know how to look that up in my Bible. Awesome. There'll be somebody sitting next to you that will be honored to show you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on that, going back to my first time, stepping in a room with that many men and not knowing to bring my Bible, not to bring my Bible,
Right.
what this is about. And I don't think I brought my Bible the first day, and that was okay. I had the app on my phone to go to if I did need it.
Right,
But
right.
it's okay. Like, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to be you. And we just want to give a space for God to be able to work. And that's not our doing. So if you just want to be sitting there, we believe God could use that. He's the one doing the work here, and we're not doing anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And we want to talk in a way to where guys connect. I think that's a good word to use too. Is like, man, we really want these. We want the men there to really. We want to connect with them, and then to be able to connect with what we're talking about, to be able to relate to it, and to talk through it and teach on it in a way to where they get it.
Real
I
life-
understand.
real life stuff.
Real life.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm thinking about the insecurity that some guys have. Some guys don't, but we hide it really, really well. It's that, hey, am I going to walk in that room, and are men going to look at me and judge me?
Right.
From where I come from, what I look like, how I talk, how I dress, and what I'm hearing is, hey, there's going to be all kinds there. There's zero expectations. We
Right.
just want you there, right?
Yes.
Just show up.
I literally want you to have 24 hours to disconnect from the noise and the distractions that are in your life that the enemy wants to use to kill, steal, and destroy, and remove you and disconnect you from God. And we are going to minimize that and crush that and allow you to experience, have an opportunity to step in the full life that we have in Jesus Christ. That's and that's our heart's desire.
Okay. So I want to ask each of you to answer this question. So imagine there's a guy listening right now. He's on the fence about coming to Man Camp, right? First time, he maybe has all of these hang-ups, maybe he has none of them. Some of these assumptions, none of them. What would you say to him? to get him to really seriously consider coming to man camp?
I would say I think most men in their hearts, wherever they're at in life, whether you've been going to church full time or you haven't been to church in 2 years, I think we're all looking for something. And I would say if that's you, if you're listening to this and you're just sitting there, we just all went through a time this last year and a half, 2 years of COVID and, some tough times. We've all been through tough times, and you're sitting here going, is this all life has for me?
Yeah.
If you're stuck in a rut, if you're struggling at work, if you're struggling in your marriage, if you're having difficulty in relationships, whatever real life stuff you're going through, this is an opportunity to step away from that, be around men that are going through the same thing, and being able to talk and relate with them. And I would want to encourage you, if you're questioning, hey, should I go? I mean, if you're going through any of that, I would say yes. If you're feeling comfortable where you're at, I would come to get encouraged more on where you could thrive even more in your life. So, I mean, honestly, this camp fires me up. That's why I want to get on with this team
Right.
and be behind it, because it can do some major things in men's lives.
Yeah. I think of our role as a church and as pastors, and part of what you and I do and what all of our pastors here do. Like, we have a desire to help men navigate like this life. Life is hard. Parenting's hard. Being a husband's tough. The workforce is tough, and it's hard to navigate all that. And John Eldridge's book, Wild at Heart.
It's my favorite books.
I love his books. Yes.
Yeah.
So one of them, Wild, is in the first one in one of his series, Wild at Heart. He talks about 3 things that men need in their life: a beauty, or a woman to love, or a beauty to rescue, an adventure to pursue, and a battle to fight. And I think men are constantly trying to navigate those areas and looking this way, looking to the world for the answers. The world doesn't have the answers for any of those. We know who does. And so we walk through the world frustrated because we can't find the answers that really help us navigate that in a way that makes us, that gives us the direction we're looking for. And so, man, for that guy that's kind of wrestling with, man, do I need this? Should I pursue this? Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think for me, coming out, moving to Texas, me and my wife's goal was to grow spiritually, to dive in.
Right.
And one of the biggest things I could give her to show that I was committed to that was to say, you know what, I'm going to go. And she saw me going to this church thing with all men, right? That was me.
Right.
That was me stepping up as a leader of my family,
Right.
and committing to do that.
Yeah.
So if you want to show your wife how committed you are in your marriage, I mean, what a great opportunity to show her.
So you hit on something. I want to clarify this. So this man camp started by Stonewater Church, but if somebody who doesn't go to Stonewater, they may be interested in this. Do they have to be a member?
No, not at all. Absolutely come. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to know anybody. Come. You are welcome, and we would love to have you there.
Yeah. So, hey, tell us, you have a buddy that asked you a couple of weeks ago about, we had a Facebook post about Man Camp.
Yeah, we had a Facebook post about Man Camp, and I don't know if he knew where I went to church, but for some reason he ran across it on Facebook and saw my face on it, and he texted me and he said, hey, tell me about this Man Camp, and do I have to go to Stonewater to go?
Yes,
and
you do.
Yeah, you do. But no. So I told him about it. I was like, man, go. I'd love to have you. And he's going to sign up and go. And he's actually already committed to a Bible study here at Stonewater this last week. And he doesn't go here still. But, it was someone looking for something, and hey, we're not some cult. We're not some weird group of guys. No, we're normal guys out in the workforce that are coming together and wanting to strengthen one another.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, listen to us. We sound like just normal guys. A little bit of an accent here. So, you were talking about the guys that's on the fence, and it made me think of, as we're walking through this, Proverbs 27:17, and you'll hear this probably throughout the weekend at Man Camp. And that's a verse that says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. And, we need each other. God did not create us to do life alone, especially men. Men need other men to speak into their life. Iron sharpens iron. One man sharpens another.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something, not just to toot my horn or thing, but guys, if you're out here and you think you're too cool for school, I'm just going to put it out there. I played professional baseball for 7.5 years, and God put me in my place. Like, and I've laid down my life now, and Man Camp had a big thing to do with that a couple years ago. And so I don't care where you're from, what you've done, or
How successful you might
yeah,
think you might be.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I don't
Yeah.
need this. I was at the top of a lot of guys' bucket lists to become a professional baseball player, and like I said, God found a way to put me in my place
Yeah.
and bring me back down. And this is for you, and it's not weird. It's not. It's amazing, and it's fun. We have fun there. We worship the Lord. We get real. We celebrate Christ, but we also have fun while we
That's
do
right.
it. And,
That's
and
right.
So, gentlemen, here's what I want to bring this to a close, but I'd love to hear, and I know we have 500 men the last Man Camp, and there's lots of men that have gone to Man Camp, and I think there are lots of stories that people need to tell, right?
That's right.
So let's do this again, and I want to hear, and we'll get some guys together and just tell us about those things that, hey, I walked into Man Camp thinking this way, and I walked out of Man Camp, and I went home and told my wife something I had never told her before, right? So let's commit to that. I want to get back to that and have some men tell their story about. But it's like you said, man, I came in, God brought me low, and the Man Camp had a lot to do with what did I learn, what did I walk away with, what did God
Transform
do?
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
A
Yeah.
lot of transformation.
All right, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for talking about this and being a
Yeah.
part of Man Camp. And
Woody, thank you.
oh, hey,
Appreciate
this
you.
is a lot of fun. All right, thank you guys very much.